I mean, the way he just had it out for Michael, like it just, and he did so much for the family, and heavy emphasis on family. But like, this is where I relate to Michael. Like, you love your family, but at the same time, you want to do your own thing. And I really relate to him that way, because I don't talk to anybody in my family right now. I don't talk to no uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. Don't care to either. Like, and I know how it sounds, and I know it's like it could come off like you heartless. But I look at Michael's situation, and I know he's not heartless towards his family. He loves his family. I love my family. But you just want to do your own thing. You don't want to be bothered with them for whatever reason. He don't want to be bothered with them because he wanted to do his own thing and shine his own light. I don't want to be bothered with my family because a lot of them are toxic. And this is my life. I have the right to choose whether I want to talk to an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or a brother. I just don't care to. I'm at the point in my life, I really do not care to. I don't know what they're doing, and I just don't care. I just don't care to know what they're doing, everybody be safe from one human being to another, like I care that way. But if you're going to sit here and like want me, like people will want you to be like, oh, it's your family, that's your brother, that's your sister, that's your uncle. These are just titles that was forced upon me because I was born into the family. But then you don't choose your family. You don't choose your uncle, your aunt, who is this, like you don't choose. It just is. And I'm like, I can choose not to have nothing to do with it. Not to care about an uncle or an aunt or a brother or a sister. Still, somewhat give a damn about them from a distance. A very, very, very big distance. But like, do I care to pick up a phone and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, it's been a long time. No, I feel like that's awkward. It's been so long since I've talked to any of them. 2014 is last time I was known to, like, that I could remember to talk to any of them. Between 2014 and 2015. I really just don't care to. When my dad passed in 2014, the way that they went about telling me really pissed me off. Like, it really just pissed me off. Like, I just woke up one day and everybody's like, call your aunt. Your aunt has something important to tell you. And I'm like, just tell me what it is. Why are y'all being so mysterious about what is it? Mind you, before this, I heard from nobody. Not a brother, not an aunt, not an uncle for a very long time. Like, this was 2014 when this is going on. Haven't heard from any of them since like 2007, 2008. So it was several years. I didn't hear any of them. And now all of a sudden, they on Facebook, because I didn't have none of their numbers. They didn't have my number. I didn't have none of their numbers. But they're on Facebook. They found me on Facebook. And they're telling me to message my aunt. My aunt has something to tell me. Why my aunt? And why are y'all bothering me after several years? It was because my dad passed. They all knew before me. That's my father. There's cousins and uncles and aunts that don't give a shit about me that knew before me. I said to hell with them a long time ago, and I still feel that way. Call it a grudge, call it what you want. I don't care. Literally, okay? But I felt some type of way about that. And I decided when he passed away, they all passed away in my mind. And from then on, had nothing to do with family, okay? Unless it was my own created family. But that family was forced upon me. I had no choice but to deal with them and grow up with them. No choice. But as an adult, I could choose if I want to have anything to do with them, and I choose no. Same thing Michael chose. He choose no. But he still care about his family, and he will be there for his family. But he has to shine his own light. He had to shine his own light. His own light. You cannot be mad for him for that. Because he can only have lived his life. The life that was given to him by his mother. By the way, the depiction of Catherine was like chef's kiss. Like, it was spot on. Like, I loved it. I thought Nina, who was it? Nina that played her. I was like, oh, you better do Catherine justice, okay? Because she's a beautiful mother, like beautiful soul, like loving mother to Michael. Like, I'm so glad he had her. I'm so glad he had her as a mother, because to have Joseph as a father, you needed a Catherine as a mother. The abuse would have been so heavy, and no one there to protect him at all or save him at all from the abuse at any point in time, might have just took him out really early on if it wasn't for Catherine. Those are my thoughts. I just really, there's certain parts of the movie I really did like. I really did like how Nina, did Catherine so much good justice, like did her justice for real. Jafar was he was beautiful, he was amazing, but I can't help but say every time I looked at him, it was like a cruel joke being played. I felt like a cruel joke was being played on me because I was looking for Michael and he wasn't there. It was just Jafar. And it was certain angles where it looked like Mike, and then he would quickly morph into Jafar. And it just felt like a sick, cruel joke on me because I was wanting Michael the whole time. But like I said, Jafar is amazing. I stand by what I said. He's amazing. He's amazing dancer, amazing singer, amazing entertainer. He's just amazing all around. Beautiful soul all around. Did Michael justice for sure. But every time I was looking at him, I'm like, yeah, it's just not him. It's really not him. It's not, like, no matter how hard I tried to picture Michael, it was always just Jafar there. And it was just like a cruel joke being played on me. I felt like I was being pranked. Like, it was just like, no. I was like, take the Jafar mask off for a second and give me Michael Jackson. But that's what it is. It is what it is. I loved the fact that they, showed all the animals he had. He loved his exotic animals, didn't he? The giraffes and stuff, and the llamas. When they brung out Bubbles, man, he loved that monkey he loved that little monkey so bad. It didn't do enough with him, I feel like. It wasn't enough there. Should have been more, definitely. Should have been more. Because Bubbles was, like, everything to Michael. But when they did give him his own little, like, okay, we know what is about to... Well, I feel like a lot of people in the movies that I was at, there's a certain type of people there. And it kind of shocked me because I'm like, well, I had to realize where I am. Butthole, Indiana. Look, Indiana is like 100% a certain type of people. And that, I should have known that that's all I'm going to see in the movies. But, like, I still was like, where are my people at? Show up. You're supposed to show up and show out. This is the first day that it released. Motherfuckers were supposed to show up and show out. I saw one person dressed up as Michael, and I had to take a picture with her. And for those of y'all that don't know, I'm trying to be very subliminal or whatever, but I am black. I am black. I am just as black as Michael Jackson. There you go. Okay, you know, my mom and my dad both dark. Okay, well, my biological mom, we not gonna talk about her. We not gonna say nothing about her. My biological mom may not have been black, but I ain't gonna put too much. We not gonna stress on. We not gonna talk about it. Okay, I'm talking about the household I grew up in, predominantly black neighborhood, all black household with my dad and his ex-girlfriend, all of her family black, she black, my dad family black, like he black, public black school, predominantly black neighborhood. Like, yes, I consider myself black because that's what I was raised around. Predominantly, majority, that's what it is. And majority rules over here. And the Bible say you are what your father is. And my father is African American. Okay? So, yes, I am just as black as Michael Jackson. I used to tell people all that all the time. I'm like, I'm just as black as Michael Jackson. I may not look like it. I may not look, some people call me Chinese. Some people say I'm Mexican. They obviously know I'm not white. They know I'm mixed with something. But I know what I am, and I am African American. Paris Jackson can sit here and consider herself black, then so can I. Okay? Because her mother, Debbie Rowe, is like very quite similar to my mother in a lot of ways, and yeah. There you go. But I just wanted to come on here real quick and just give my thoughts, because while the thoughts is fresh in my mind, they're all over the freaking place. Yeah, I don't know what I would rate this movie. Like, a part of me is very disappointed in it. And a part of me is like I said, I got that newfound hatred for Joseph, which is wild. And I'm low-key kind of scared of him, and he did. Like, the way that he kept showing up in the movie, like, when y'all see it, y'all will get, once you see it, if you haven't already seen it yet, you will understand where I'm getting at. But the way he just kept showing up, I would be terrified of him too, but he had a very similar way about him that my dad's ex-girlfriend did too. Because in my life, she just kept popping up in my life too. Yeah, she did that a lot in my life. Try to pop up in social media on me just randomly out of nowhere, pop up in my actual life. I just had to, like, you just want to do away with it. You want to get it, like, you gotta, you don't want it in your life. And I 100% understand why Michael didn't want Joseph in his life at a certain point. Because it's just pure evil. Like, the evil just keeps following you throughout your life. You just want to get rid of it, But then you can't, because it's still your dad. And that was his actual dad. That was just my dad's girlfriend. No relation whatsoever. It should have been easy to get rid of her. I dealt with her way too long. And Joseph, Michael dealt with him way too long. If you was in my movie theater tonight and you saw me clipping stuff, mind your business. Okay, mind your business, because, yeah, mind your business. That's why. Mind your business. Not my business. That's my business. That's not your business. That's not your business. Anyway, yeah. That's all I want to say about this movie. It was going to be better than it actually was. I'm so heartbroken because for two major reasons. They're splitting this up. I know they're going to come up with a part 2, and that sucks. Should have just been one whole movie. And they can't do it like Harry Potter Part 1 and Harry Potter Part 2 with the last Harry Potter. It was split into 2. It won't work. It won't work. It will not work. No. No, like, Harry Potter's Part 1 and Part 2 works because this is extremely long. Like, the first Part 1 is like 4 hours or some shit. And then the second one is like the same. So it's like an 8-hour movie if it was this one whole thing. They can't do that, you know? Like, you can't make it a whole 8-hour movie. But the biopic could have been a cool, a smooth little, like what was that movie? Like an hour and some change? Let me see. I went in there at 7, ended around 9, ended around a little bit after 9. But it didn't start at 7. It was like, you know, they run the little like previews. It was like close to 2 hours. I mean, they could have made a one movie 4-hour long. But like, I know they're gonna make a part 2. The way that it ended, it has to be a part 2. But like, I won't say how it ended. I already said it ended with the victory tour. But there was some things going on with Joseph at the end where they really do have to elaborate more on that, because that terrified me.